Which of the FANG stocks are most investable right now? Hang on.
This is not financial nor professional advice. This video is for entertainment only.
Hello and welcome everyone. I'm glad you could join me today. I think I got a good one for you. We're going to look at the FANGs. You know, the FANGs used to be a certain set of companies, but they've added so many to the FANGs that really the best mnemonic device to use to remember all the companies that are considered FANGs now is Montana, M-A-N-T-A-N-A. It's like Montana, only with an A instead of an O. And that's Microsoft, Apple, Netflix, Tesla, Amazon, NVIDIA, and Alphabet, which is the parent company of Google. The FANG I'm most in love with at the moment is Tesla. It's on one of its epic runs. In the last month, it's gone up 63%. Wow. I guess if you lower your price 20% and then announce that you now have an energy credit from the government on some Model 3s and Model Ys, that's worth $7,500. That's going to help you in the future. But that really hasn't helped them that much yet. I mean, that's going to help them a lot in the future. They're going to lose margin, okay? But they're going to increase their market share. And it's all been a play played expertly by Musk, where he inflated the prices and then now he's able to cut the prices and increase the market share. And basically he's going to hurt his competition a lot. And so I think it's a definite buy. I'm going to force myself to double my investment in Tesla. And then we need to talk about a thing called GBT. That's the word chat and then GBT. It's artificial intelligence that gives long essay answers to any question you ask it. For instance, a professor or a teacher preparing a lecture, they could put out an extended question and this artificial intelligence will write the lecture essentially for them. Now, it's far from being perfected, and you can get it occasionally will make a wild statement like elephants are purple. and so, you know, it needs some work, but it's 99% of the way there, and it's can be used as a tool in many practical applications. I think students everywhere will be relieved. In fact, New York State schools, some of the schools have outlawed the use of this chat, GBT. But it's, I think for like graduate students and stuff, you're required to do a literature review if you're writing any article or doing any in-depth research. And I don't see it as writing the article for you. I mean, it will give you a basic literature review, which you will need to improve upon and will need to update, and you need to put it into your own words, in your own context for your own project. So it's just like you are being taken to the library and being given the information without having to track it all down. But you still need to put it in context and apply it to your specific situation, which you can only do in your own words. And you need to update it and bring it up to date, because I guess it's only current up to 2021 right now. They plan to have it eventually have it updated current like Google search is, but they need to do some work on that. One of the reasons I like Microsoft is because they invested $1 billion into ChatGPT in 2019, and they've pledged to put another 10 billion into ChatGPT. So I think they want to be a competition to Google, and they see this as being major competition to Google, because Google doesn't give you that lengthy answer that you might be looking for. Now, Google, their hesitation in giving you these longer answers has been liability. Like I said, you can get some weird aspects or some weird answers from the artificial intelligence putting things together in such a way that it really doesn't make sense. It's rare, but it does happen. And I think Google doesn't want to be liable for making a deep mistake. And so they've been hesitant to do it. But they are in the process of developing their own artificial intelligence to give more lengthy answers. I think they just got to get over their hesitation or find some way around trying to be perfect, that they can improve the accuracy. But I think they're being a little bit too hesitant on this. But I think it's going to help Microsoft and NVIDIA a lot. NVIDIA has been called the engine of artificial intelligence, and of course this ChatGPT uses artificial intelligence, so it's going to increase NVIDIA's business. So I'm high on Microsoft and NVIDIA. For those of you that believe in the metaverse, I think Meta, formerly known as Facebook, is a buy right now. They have decreased their workforce by 13%, so they've come to earth quite a bit. And also their price to earnings is only 18, which it started for a technology stock like this. That's almost like a value stock for being that it's a technology stock, which usually has more of a premium, and especially since it's a mega cap stock. This is a good buy, but you more or less have to believe in the metaverse. So I'm kind of neutral on it. Netflix, I think, has made a remarkable comeback with their latest earnings call. They've added subscribers, so they seem to be doing well again. And they've improved their revenue with the advertising that they're now going to do. They have an option where you can get a reduced price if you accept some advertising, and that actually makes them more money than the other options. You know. Also, Netflix has a lot of competition from other streaming services such as Amazon and Disney and so forth. So there's a lot of competition out there for Netflix. With Amazon, Amazon is indeed an amazing company, but I think if we go into recession, which is an if at this point, I think if we go into recession, they would be the most likely to be affected negatively, simply because they rely a lot on the delivery of physical goods. There was good news on the inflation front. The personal consumption expenditures is used a lot by the Federal Reserve to determine their interest rate increases. It was expected that the PCE, the personal consumption expenditures, would come in at 5.5% year over year, and they came in at only 5% year over year. So that was a big decrease to go down a full 0.5%. And then month over month, it came down 0.2% when only 0.1% was expected. So it came down further than they thought, both year on year and month on month. And this is excellent news. And I think it makes it highly probable that Powell will only increase interest rates by 0.25%. If Powell increased it by 0.25%, that would be an absolute shock to the market, and the market would promptly tank. But I think it's going to be 0.25. Now, I think he's going to say it's 0.25, but then when they interview him afterwards, he's going to say, yeah, we only increased it 0.25, but we're going to keep increasing it until we get the job done. And that's the last thing Wall Street wants to hear, but I believe that's what he's going to say, because I think he's forced to say this, especially with the recent stock market rally. Because when the stock market goes up, that propels inflation because people feel wealthier and they spend more. So I'm expecting the market to go down somewhat on Wednesday, February 1st, because I think Powell will be forced to be a little bit hawkish at least, and I'm going to use it as a buying opportunity, and I'm going to probably buy Tesla and think about Microsoft and think about NVIDIA. It depends on the price action, but I would like to buy them. Let's put it that way. And so I think we have a buying opportunity here unless Powell shocks us. And looking at this chart of the three FANGs I'm considering buying, you can see that Tesla, that's in the green, is at 57% in the last month. And Microsoft is doing 5%, which isn't bad, but just compared to NVIDIA and Tesla, it looks like nothing. But 5% a month is decent, and I think it's a good long-term play. But Microsoft, which is in blue at the bottom, has made about 5%. And then we have NVIDIA that's made 45%, which is in red. It's made 45% in the last month. So it's going to be quite a week with the Federal Reserve increasing interest rates on Wednesday, February 1st, and Apple coming out with its earnings on Thursday, February 2nd. Thanks for watching. Be sure to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already done that, and hit that little notification bell if you want to be notified of future videos. And thank you very much.